Bitcoin has moved towards the upside since the low at 74k, but as we now get into the realm of finishing 5-wave impulsive structures, we have to be very aware of a downside. In this video, I will cover several Elliott Wave scenarios to make sure you're prepared and know exactly what we're looking for. Starting with what you see here on my chart, which is a finished 5-wave impulsive structure, and after 5 waves, we like to see a retracement to the downside. Now, generally, a minimum target for a retracement is the 0.382 at 97.6k. You would also like a corrective structure to finish after this vertical line sitting on the 9th of June. Now, depending on the local price action, we can look for zigzag family structures, maybe even a flat. We just have to be a little bit patient. The second scenario is an unfinished impulse. This is at the moment an alternative scenario. You basically add one more 1, 2 to give yourself another 4 and 5. If price is moving impulsively to the upside in a 5-wave structure, then we would look to finish a wave 5 and then start a bigger retracement. This would really be the final stretch. Now, this retracement then also again preferably retraces to at least the 0.382 Fibonacci that you take from the low to wherever this wave 5 is going to end. Lastly, I also like to cover this impulsive structure, and that is mainly because I saw it online and also in Discord, but this is a low probability impulsive structure for several reasons. So this is more like an educational bit in this video. This impulse will always have lower probabilities than this one over here, and this is why. First of all, a diagonal to the upside has lower probabilities than counting a multi-1-2. This is literally written in the Elliott Wave Principle book. After a diagonal in a wave 1, you also like to see a deep wave 2, which by far most commonly is a zigzag family structure. Now, with a deep wave 2, I mean a wave 2 that would retrace to at least a golden pocket 786 area. In this case, this wave 2 over here did not even touch the 0.382. It didn't even get close to a golden pocket or a 786. And also, this over here is not counted as a zigzag family structure. It would be counted as a flat, which is definitely not common after a diagonal to the upside. Now, besides, you also here see a 5-wave impulsive structure where your wave 1 is the longest wave, which means wave 1 is extended, which is rare as most commonly wave 3 is the extended wave. And also, if this is the end of your wave 1 and this is your wave 2, then wave 2 is, of course, incredibly short in time. You can take a fib time from the start to the end of wave 1, toggle on the 0.382, and this wave 2 didn't even get close to the 0.382 and didn't finish after the 0.382, which by itself is rare, but also it is incredibly shallow. Even a wave 2 after an extended wave 1 tends to retrace to at least the 0.382. Here you can see my Fibonacci template with the common targets. Let me find it. Wave 2 with an extended wave 1. The 236 would be a minimum target. This is your common target area, 236382, with the 05 and 618 being rare targets after an extended wave 1 or your wave 2. But here we didn't even touch the 0.236, which is again very rare. So therefore, even though this impulse to the upside has the same result as what you see here, starting with the multi-1-2, ending with a 5, this impulse will always have higher probabilities according to Elliott Wave Theory compared to this impulsive structure, just so you know. If we then look at the news, then we do have some news this week, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. These times are Central European time zone, so make sure you trade safe as it can increase the volatility on the chart. And if we then look at the probabilities and the polylines, then the probabilities are at the moment highest for a retracement. We're looking at a finished impulsive structure, maybe one more 4 or 5 as an alternative, but then you're still looking for price to move down. So the probabilities in general are higher to look for a retracement. Now, initially, we will keep an eye on a finished impulsive structure and a correction till preferably at least the 9th of June, which is the scenario you see here on my chart, with alternatively looking for another 4 and a final 5 to the upside, which then starts that bigger retracement to the downside. I hope that this video was helpful or valuable to you. On the left you see a video on the simplest way to use and trade Elliott waves without even counting, and on the right is the Elliott Wave educational playlist to help you understand more about Elliott waves. Thanks for watching and subscribing, and I hope to see you at the next one. Bye bye.